The Trump administration announcing record low numbers at the border. Let's take a closer look. They're unheard of number lows. You've got total nationwide encounters in June down almost 2.5% from June. These are the July numbers, 24,630. That is 90% down from the average monthly numbers from the Biden administration. That was in the hundreds of thousands, now just under 25,000. But look at the Southwest, and that's nationwide, by the way. Southwest border apprehensions, 4,598, the single lowest in history. They were averaging over 5,000, 5,100 to be exact, in the Biden years every single day. That's less than a single day under the Biden years. That's the entire month, the lowest ever. Then the really big number that's impacting the security of our country, zero release, the third month in a row. Rather than hundreds of thousands being released after legally crossing, you've got zero. And this number really stands out. Only 116 nationwide apprehensions on July 20th. The lowest in history. That's nationwide. On the southern border, it was 88. They were averaging 152 every 2 hours under the Biden administration. Now they have their lowest nationwide, 116, and then 88 at the southern border. I want to bring in National Border Patrol Council Vice President Art Del Cueto. Art, did you ever think we would see numbers like this?
Look, it shows that there's a big difference when you actually have a president that cares about the safety of the American public. We saw the numbers go down when he was in office the first time. Honestly, Griff, you were asking me that question, and I had no doubt. Other members of the National Border Patrol Council, we had talked about it. We had no doubt that once President Trump took over office, the numbers would go down. We now have an adequate amount of agents working the field as well. So you're making sure that, drugs aren't coming into the country. They're being deterred. The got-away numbers have gone down as well. And that just proves that when you have a president that actually cares and he invests in border security and the future of this country, you can make things happen.
Yeah, and, it's amazing that the previous administration, President Biden, the DHS Secretary Mayorkas, everyone said that there was nothing more they could do. They needed a Senate bill to get these numbers down, but yet all it took was will that President Trump had. I want to ask you, Art, though, a story this week, a criminal illegal immigrant from Mexico that tried to run over ICE agents in Colorado. They're trying to get him in custody. He was deported 6 times prior. He has child abuse, domestic violence. You see him here on our screen, the Jose Menendez Chavez. What does it tell you about this guy that you've got 6 prior deportations and yet he's trying to run over ICE agents?
That they don't care about the law. I mean, that's what it comes down to. They don't care about the law because they were accustomed under the 4 years of the Biden administration to be able to get away with whatever they wanted to without any real consequences. When you open up the floodgates and you say, hey, come one, come all you got to do is say asylum and you're going to get released, that sends a message to the entire world that says, hey, we're not really caring about what your background is or what you're doing. At the same time, as well, Griff, you've been to that border many, many times. The got-away numbers were something that was such, astronomical. We didn't know who those individuals were. We still don't know who they are or where they're at in the United States. But now, through tactical enforcement, they're able to go to these places, arrest these individuals, find out who they are. But unfortunately, I think we're going to see other stories such as this because there's so many individuals in the country already that we don't know anything about them. We don't know, their mental state, their criminal backgrounds. So it's surprising, but it's not shocking, really.
Yeah, and Art, with the assaults on ICE officers up 830%, they are still remarkably motivated and driven. Art Del Cueto, always appreciate your great insight, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Griff. Have a good weekend.
You too.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.